What's up, everybody?
Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Check the From the Shore to Be More show. Coming through strong with that podcast flow. Sunday afternoon at 2 to 3 p.m. slot. Got the Interstate 95 Turnpike hot. When you tune in, they don't just entertain. They come with the message that presses the brain. Those other podcasts, they seem microscopic. Cause they're the big dogs that drop the hot topics. So short, be more dumb.
They just ain't ready.
DJ Boom, Shaheem, and Ordemi. Put them together to the treacherous three. From the tri-state area to the DMV. So sit back, relax, get your Sundays on. On after morning, gone before dawn. That positive vibe that we hitting so strong. With this podcast show, you can't go wrong. So, here we go, here we go. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Once again, welcome back. Welcome back to the From the Shore to Be More show. It's good to see you guys back with us. I am the one and only Shaheem.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the official DJ Boom here in the building.
Hello, I am Deborah Singletary, aka Aunt Debbie.
That's right, the treacherous three of the DMV, and we are back.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody back on this gloomy Sunday. I don't know where it's at, where it's like where you're at, but where I'm at right now, it's a funky day. It's kind of a day. And honestly, I would like nothing better than go to sleep. But
Go ahead, we'll watch you.
Yeah, right. No, but understand, people. It's been a long morning for me because I've been up since 3:00, and I'm a little tired. But I'm also anxious to talk about this topic, and so I can't wait to get to it. But before we get to it, I just want to mention our last show last week on honesty. It was a great show. We encourage you guys to go catch it. You can catch it on our YouTube channel, or you can catch it on many other platforms. We are now on all major platforms, just so everybody knows. If you miss the show on Sunday, you can go back and see the show, but you can see us on not just YouTube and Twitch. You can catch us on Spotify, on Stitcher, Pandora, Apple Music, all the big ones. The thing is, with these shows on our other streaming platforms, I have to post them. We're not live yet. So if it takes me a day to get to them, I promise people I will get the shows up so you can listen to them when you drive in to work on the next day, on Monday. You definitely want to check out the show. So you can get us. Don't give up. All right. Also, I want to mention it is Football Sunday. It is Football Sunday. And it's a big day for my team especially. Because my New York Giants are taking on what's considered to be #1 team in the NFL right now, those stinking Philadelphia Eagles, which I cannot stand.
And I'm sure they can't stand the Giants either, but
yeah, I know. And listen, people, don't call in, don't comment on the game or nothing, because I'm recording it. And I want to watch it afterwards. Now, I don't know if my team will win. I'm just hoping they show up and play, but we'll see. We'll see. What's the Packers doing today?
This is every week. The Packers are off. This is every week that he says, don't mention nothing about the game because he recorded it. So I don't think that's fair that we got to sit and not talk about these Giants.
I don't want anybody to spoil it for me. You know, even if my team loses, I want to see it. You know,
I don't think it's fair, but we'll go ahead and abide by that. We'll go ahead.
Also, see the Ravens got the Steelers. When I checked on that game, they were tied.
10-10.
It's still 10-10?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not watching.
When I checked on that game, they were
tied. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You got to show up, though. I see.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I was trying to copy it and da.
And send the link and everything. That's right. Take your time. We got it. We got an hour.
Go ahead.
Try to send it to all your friends.
What I'm gonna do each and every week from here on out, I'm just gonna create a QR code every week. When the flyers get made for the show, please send them to me.
Absolutely. I want to mention this too for those who try to watch, who go to our channel on YouTube. Let me mention this. If you type in "From the Shore to Be More," YouTube will autocorrect, and it will say "You from the Shore to Baltimore."
Right.
But if you look at it right underneath it, right directly underneath it, it will say, "Did you mean from the shore to Be More?" If you click on that, you will come right to our page. It will bring you right to our page, all right? Just to clear that up, because we want everybody to watch. Not only do we want everybody to watch, we want everybody to join in, comment. Right now, we sure could use some ideas, some suggestions on some shows, on topics, or in general, what you think might work on the show. I mean, we're open to a lot of things. We're trying to grow, just like everything else. So we're open to a lot of things.
We're open to everything. Any and everything. You make a suggestion, please make sure you shout it out. Put it in the comment section. Let us know what you think, what you might want us to talk about, and maybe you can even chime in, or even know some people that want to chime in on the topic that you give us. So, we here for the people. We have something to say.
That's right, and we also believe you got something
day.
to say. So this is your voice here. This show right here. You can comment, and we will happily put it up, and because we want you guys to be part of the show, obviously.
Absolutely. For sure.
Now that being said, today's show, for those who didn't see the flyer, we are talking about what it is to be Black in America today. It's a little different, and I'll explain in a minute. What does that mean to you, Boom?
It means a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But me, I've always been an out the box person, so my views and stuff is a lot different from other people and how they see things. But
yeah,
for me, I know there's things going on. I know there's corruption all over this planet. I just don't see things as quote unquote black and white as most of us see things. So
okay, fair enough.
Because I've been through things and gone through things, and here I am sitting here being able to do this podcast and doing this show, and I know other people have been unfairly treated, mistreated, things of that nature. But it's such as the world that we live in. I actually did a delivery down in Virginia Thursday, and as I was walking in, I got this case in my hands, with both hands full. See the guy walking up to the door. It was a white guy. He's walking up to the door, and I'm like, "Okay, are you going in there?" He said, "Yeah." So he literally just flung the door open and just walked in. Like, you didn't see me with this case, but you know what I mean. That's that person's. That's how I look at life. That's that person's problem. I'm not gonna make it mine because I still got in. But you know what I mean.
Right.
Where I know other people that would have made that such a big deal, with somebody doing that, especially because of the skin color. But I just see things way differently than a lot of people. So,
well, let me ask you, Debbie, what do you feel it means to be Black in America today? In this America,
what does it mean to be Black in America?
Let me explain. I coming from a different generation. As a kid, I think Black people, minorities in general, lived in a different America, an entirely different America. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't come up in the brutal South, so I didn't witness lynchings or anything like that. But in the America that I grew up in as a kid, you would not have seen as many Black faces on TV as you do today.
Now.
In the America that I grew up in as a kid, I don't know if we really expected at that time that we were going to see a Black president when we did. In the America that I grew up in, and it's still this way today, but maybe not so much, but it's still this way today. There were certain neighborhoods you just did not go into. And I mean, I'm here in the state of New Jersey. I'm not talking about Alabama. I'm talking about right here in the good old state of New Jersey.
Right.
Now, as you look around the country, the situation is, I don't want to say changed because, it's still a work in progress. But I sense things are changing. Things are different from the world that I grew up in. In fact, when I turn on TV, I see more black faces in commercials now than I see white people.
Right.
It's incredible. So you can understand how elated a lot of older African Americans were at the election of, say, Barack Obama, and now our current vice president. And that is what I look at. I use the world that I grew up in as a barometer to measure things against.
Let me tell you something. I thought I didn't think it would be that soon to have a black president either. Honestly, I would be honest and tell you, I thought Will Smith was going to be the first black president. For real, I really did.
He was on his way.
Listen, I thought he was going to be the first black president. So, and I knew he wasn't going to be the first black president if he was that young. You know what I mean? Just with what he was doing and his influence and he seemed like the guy that would have been elected to be the first. Maybe he'll be the second by then, but
extremely popular.
I really did. Right. Yeah, he I really would have given him that nod. And then when Barack got in, that was pretty cool. I was very elated to be a part of that sort of history, to see a black man become president of the United States.
But it's interesting that you mentioned Will Smith, because see, that was the arena I think a lot of the other races saw us in, as far as they could be great actors. They could be great sport figures. But they could never leave this nation. That seemed to be the attitude.
Right.
The only way that I thought that we would get elected to higher positions was if we did and thought the way that they did, or acted in the way that they thought was acceptable.
Right.
To see Barack Obama singing Al Green at one of his press conferences. What? Not to be funny, but I think white people didn't know what hit him.
Some of them.
It feels like a new day in the country, doesn't it?
It does. And then with all it seemed like it got to a point where it was cool, and then they had to make sure it went back to with it not being cool, with all the social media videos of what police brutality and blah, 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 the media hype up of the police brutality. It seemed like they made it go back to now still living in fear in this country. That's what's interesting to me. When I first heard about, I hear about a lot of things. I just, again, like you talking about, referencing you at 17, I believe I told you guys a story before, but at 17, I was going to borrow a van from my friend and took the wrong van. Literally took the wrong van. The key went in, started it, drove off. Subsequently, I'm surrounded by police, guns drawn, blah, blah, blah. Yet here I am today to talk about what happened. I don't like the sensationalism of the unfairness. Don't get me wrong, stuff be unfair, 100%.
Excuse me for 1 second, guys.
But the sensationalism of the unfairness is what I don't get down with, because at some point you got to start taking responsibility for self. And if I'm walking around feeling like the world is against me, then I'm going to carry myself a certain way so the world don't be against me. So I don't have to worry about somebody doing something to me, or somebody, like I said, that guy that just flung the door open. I could have made that a deal. Like, dang, you couldn't hold the door, but that's that person's problem. At the end of the day, it's not mine. I got way too much positive going on right now to even be influenced by that person's energy. So,
right, and unfortunately, people we can't erase hate. Prejudice will always be there in many forms. Not just black people hating white people hating black people, in many forms, because we just can't erase hate. It's out there, unfortunately. But I want to say this about the world we live in now, because even though a lot has changed, some things haven't. Because I saw a story, and this was just last week on the housing market, and it talked about the ongoing discrimination in the housing market. Now, what this particular story addressed was in the appraisal process of the houses. And what it found is that most black homeowners, their houses were appraised much lower than their white counterparts, even in the same neighborhoods. Same type of houses, situations, everything. I'll give you an example. Smart reporter. What she did was, well, one of her friends was selling their home, or acquaintance or whatever, was selling their home. And they had an appraiser come in. The appraiser gave them a low appraisal, which they thought was crazy, insane. So what they did was they had one of their white friends lend them pictures of their family. So they went through the house, took down the pictures of the black family, everything that reminded someone that African family might live there, and put up the pictures of this white family, and had the house reappraised. What do you think happened? Not only did it reappraise for a higher value, but 50% more. 50% more. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious racism can be than that.
Right.
And so, even though things have changed in this country, and black people can feel a little more comfortable, it still feels like the struggle continues. Does it not?
May I offer something?
Please.
Thank you. I'd like to contribute that we are our ancestors' dreams. And that if our ancestors were living the lives we are living today, they would be, oh my God, over the moon.
Right, that's true.
I think even my mother, who was a hot Aries, and I have a lot of Aries in my chart, would have loved my life. And so in some ways, I think it's important for us to see the awesome beauty and power that we have as a people.
Yes.
That we have because ground has been tilled and people bled on it and struggled on it so that we can be happy. So I think our first responsibility is to love our lives. Now, every ground we stand on is holy ground. And even though there's more to do, I think it's important that we not let it drag down our spirits and our psyche.
Right.
You know, it's like, what? You mean, really? They go, but look at the fact that it's exposed, because that kind of action would have gone on for centuries before there was no media to talk about it.
Yes.
And so progress is not, there is going to be no utopia that we're going to reach and then we're finished. We'll always be growing. And even that that news that Shaheen just shared is an indication of growth, and that we are growing. And let's be excited about that.
Yes. It does feel different in the country today. And it's a good feeling. It really is. And it's about time. And it's about time. And I say that because we've always been contributing. Always have been contributing. Even to this country, some of this country's greatest success, there were black people involved.
Right.
And it's about time that we're being recognized for these
We
different
built the
things.
country. We built the country.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you went there. Hot damn it, we did, didn't we?
Built it.
Everything from DC on.
This land is my land. If I could sing, I'd sing it. This land is my land.
Yeah,
This land is my land.
it is. It's time for our contributions in music and entertainment to be recognized. As far as when I say that, I mean most people don't recognize the fact that rock and roll was actually a form of soul music that they took from us and turned into their rock and roll, what it is today. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Rock and Roll Museum recognizes African American music as well, in its exceptions. So
See, even
exceptions.
but
So
even using terminology like they took from us. If Aunt Debbie made something and then I enhanced it, does that mean I took it from her, or I just did? She did. This land is my land, and then I added, but this is mine, and we gonna have fun every day. That means I took that from her, or
well, they took it in a form of music and transformed it into their own. They changed.
Well, yeah, maybe what Shaheem means is that they monetized it.
No. I know exactly what he means. I'm talking about the lingo. I'm just speaking.
I wouldn't use it. I think I happen to agree. I happen to see it your way as well, Boom. I think you know the feeling is if that came from us and now we got to hold it. That was divined. Our music was divined out of our soul. So they may have done rock and roll and then we went on to rap.
Right.
You know, so and whatever other forms that I have no clue about.
Oh, I'm about to go into it because we were the inspiration of so many things. I mean, and I'm going to say Tate. You can say what you want to say. I'm going to say Tate. And even dance. Let's face it. There would be no cool without African Americans. Our dance, our lingo. You just mentioned it. Our clothing, our style, our swag.
Absolutely. When I was a girl, when you looked at white people dancing on TV, what were those old shows? We would be laughing. You know, we would just be laughing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the Dick. What was that one? Dick Clark, American Bandstand, and stuff like that.
We used to laugh our heads off, and now what we've contributed rhythm. Or a different sensibility of rhythm. I noticed on your flyer on Facebook, you had a picture of the To Tell the Truth guy. And I have looked at his show, To Tell the Truth, and talk about a black show. I sometimes wonder, oh my God, how did they get away with that? With the guy's mother saying, Anthony. You know, which is so colored, you know, rather than Anthony, you know, her being herself. I mean, I thought, oh my God, you know, that I enjoyed it terrifically. and they had lots of guests of European descent, and they seemed to be, you know, happy and pleased and proud to be on it. So yes, we affect our language is in the culture, unfortunately. Well, I was going to say something. I won't say that.
I want to tell you why I put that poster on there specifically.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that was just, and I'm glad you brought it up. That was just to make a point that a lot of these game shows, and us older people know this, back in the day, they were all hosted by white people. People.
Right,
Family Feud, To Tell the Truth. The list goes on and on and on. Who do you see hosting these shows now? African Americans or black people, whichever suits you. Just to point out the progress, like you said, that's being made.
That's another thing I don't like, the language. Like, you know, if I speak on the phone, or even people that I'm around sometimes, they tell me I speak white. I said, so now speaking like you, Shaheem, did I take that from them?
Here's my thing.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I speak proper English is what I speak. Because I don't choose to speak
is not proper.
English.
let's try Eastern Standard. Because we don't want to say that black language, or what we used to call Black English, has a syntax that is African, so that it sounds like bad English to some people, but it's actually got a certain rhythm and a syntax in the way that Africans might use their words. So
Interesting.
what we speak, I consider myself bilingual. I can speak Eastern Standard English fairly well, and I can go there with with Black English and say, "Child, please, I ain't got no money," and "I ain't got no money" means something different from "I don't have any money." If I say, "Shaheem, I don't have any money," that means I haven't gotten my check yet. If I say I ain't got no money, that means I don't even have a check coming. So what we consider bad English is sometimes just nuanced. It's like lyric. It
Okay.
can be like poetry. And when people say, and I've gotten that I sound like a white woman. Boom. I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings, but you don't sound like no white person. What they might mean is that you have a certain kind of intelligence that comes through your voice. And we have had a tendency to attribute intelligence to the European concept. So that's what they mean. There's no way Boom sounds white unless call me later, Boom, and I want to see if I can go. Who's this white man calling me? I've never heard it. You speak nuanced. You have a certain depth that maybe others haven't been exposed to,
Right.
and so it's slightly intimidating, perhaps, to them.
I would add this too. I mean, I mean, it's not just for Black people, but I think all people. I think the way we speak in our home is not the way we speak in a business environment or in certain situations.
No.
When we're in our home, we're comfortable. We are who we are. But when we're at work, we might, depending on what job you have, can't speak a certain way at that job, or do you have to speak a more, I want to say, professional way? I don't want to say white, but just a more professional way.
Right.
Yeah, it's about communication. When I used to work temp, does everybody know what working temp is? Y'all so young. I had enough skills that I can go into corporate America and sit at their desks and work for them. And what would happen is I would show up, and you could see the receptionist, go, "Oh," and I go, "Oh, hello. Oh, hello. My name is Deborah Singletary," and I could
Right.
see her go. So
Right.
I wasn't speaking white. I'm communicating to her that I am a human being with experiences commiserate to yours, and no, I am not carrying a pocket knife.
Yeah.
So, so I did this through language. Is it more professional? Well, what it is that common language helps us to understand each other better. So when we're in business, we have to speak the code of if it's corporate America that we're in business. Like in Boom's job, he doesn't have to worry about that. He speaks all kinds of ways, and don't deny it, because I've heard it, Boom, talking about you sound like a white person. I've been to your jobs.
Well, let me ask you this.
To me, I don't sound like one to me either, but you know what I mean? I just these folks, they crack me up. I don't understand.
Would you say that a lot of stereotypes that they used to put us back in the past, would you say they still exist to this day?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. If you see, one of the biggest stereotypes that go on now is if you see a young Black male with dreads in his head, he automatically smokes weed. And that's not true.
That ain't true, because I ain't got a stitch of dread on my head, and I smoke a lot.
No, but the stereotype for the young
I know
Black
what you mean. I'm just playing.
Young Black male is they got dreads, they smoke. Or they're going to walk around with their pants half sagging off their butt, or they they're just not going to speak, you know, proper English. They're going to curse a lot, whatever, you know. And
we like to fight.
Right. That all of those things.
I'll tell you what I hear a lot of. Sadly, I hear this a lot. Black people don't like to work. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I don't even know anybody on any public assistance. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you need help, get the help you need. But everybody I know gets up out of bed and goes to work.
Yeah, they're more statistics show that there are more European Americans on public assistance.
Public assistance. I said that too.
Yeah.
But what they sensationalize is the black people being on it. So what people think, most black people don't do blah blah blah. Now, do you have some lazy people? Absolutely. There's lazy people in every shape, size, and color.
But here's what I've learned is this: the difference between working hard and working at and working from one's soul. And so what a lot of Black people don't like, I could have gone into corporate America and climbed some ladder and cut my hair and straight, I could have been different, but we don't want to work. Hard work is not what leads to success. The Europeans might know that better than anybody. It's not necessarily grueling, hard work. It could be smarter work, but being an artist is work. I want to talk about being an artist on one of our shows, but being an artist is work. But and we might have our struggles, but somebody might say, "Well, what are you doing?" "I'm an artist." "Oh, you ain't."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, mommy, I want to be a DJ." "Oh my God. Oh no." The DJ Boom's mother didn't say.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm sure Boom heard.
For some people, if they say, "Mommy," to their doctor, lawyer parents, "I want to be a DJ," they're going to go, "Oh my God, you're going to starve." "I want to be an actor." "Oh my God, you're going to starve."
Yeah.
Years ago, when I left New Jersey, decades ago, to move down to Baltimore to start a group, La Foraine, with my cousins, people thought I was absolutely out of my mind. They couldn't understand that was who I was. That was my passion. They just couldn't see past it. If you didn't have what they thought was a respectable job, you was out of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I've had a cousin say to me, one of my very successful cousins who drove a certain kind of car, and when I rolled up in a family event with a boyfriend who had locks down in his butt, I saw my cousin, look at his car, and I could see, oh, he's evaluating. And he said about me, he says, "I don't know what's wrong with her. She's smart. She's intelligent." Like, he wasn't understanding why I wasn't married, why I didn't have 2.5 kids, why I didn't live in a co-op like he did, or a house. Like, I live how I live. And he's Black, my cousin.
And quite possibly could be extremely unhappy. But
exactly,
you think that material stuff is going to make you whatever you think it's going to be. But we're happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Every single one of my bills is paid from DJing, and I'm happy. I have a house. I have a car. My wife has a car. Nobody's car is breaking down. All of these bills get paid from DJing. So you got a kid that want to be a DJ? Come holler at me. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Debbie.
Nothing. I was going to say he'll mentor them. You have a school, don't you?
I'm actually. The DJ school is going to open up next year in January.
And I'm glad you did mention art on Debbie, because you said you would have something to show us this week. But I'm not going
to. At the end, when we're off,
I'll show you
something.
And just for people out there, who think I'm crazy for doing what I do as far as musically and everything else, I'd like to show them something, if you guys don't mind, just for a second, not just off the topic.
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Because one of the biggest things these days for the kids is TikTok. So I posted my video on TikTok, and I don't know if you can see it now. It's kind of small, and I can't blow it
I
up.
can.
But
Oh,
currently,
yeah.
I have 8,141 views,
Oh my God.
1,487 likes, and climbing. I'm not crazy for doing what I do.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
good
you're
at this.
crazy.
Me and my family, we're good at this, and we're doing what we love to do.
You know, and crazy
Absolutely.
might be the good word, because sometimes you have to go, when you go against the grain of the world, that's what they call crazy. So, you know, so go ahead with your fine, brilliant, crazy stuff. Go
Don't have me
ahead,
blushing. Don't have
crazy.
a black man blushing.
And
Almost
I'm
10,000
loving
views.
that top you had, that whatever hoodie you
Oh,
have
thank
on.
you. I want to.
Ooh.
Well, I really have it is for this, because people, I have an ear infection, so that's why I was up at 3 a.m, just so everybody
Oh,
knows. And if you see me, people out there watching, if you see me leaning into the cameras, because I'm having a little trouble hearing, so I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm here.
mm.
Nothing keeps us from the show.
No,
Nothing keeps us from the show.
not at
Unless
all.
I just flat out can't be here.
Especially a topic like this.
Unless I forget which has happened to me.
But especially a topic like this, not and actually, I know our people have been through some downs and yada yada, but nothing gets me more excited than talking about my people. I love our people. I love the progress that we made. I love the what we contributed to this country. So white person or any other person. Let me get that. Any person, no person can make me feel like I'm less of an American. Not even.
No. No, yeah.
We have not only contributed in the realms of science and medicine, but we have fought in just about every single war this country's ever had, including the Revolutionary War. So we have
Ashe.
contributed mightily to what this country is now. So Black people should never feel inferior to anyone in this country unless they're a Native American. Let's recognize. I want to recognize indigenous people, because let's face it, they are the original Americans.
Mhm.
Well, you know, it is popular by sociologists, I suppose, to think of Black people as having a low self-esteem. But there's no one who has lower self-esteem than someone who has to kill off an entire nation of people, or who have to kill off the buffalo, who have to hoard up all the money. Do you think that those people, those billionaires who have to have billions of dollars, do you think they are secure? Let Aunt Debbie tell you, they are, those people who we emulate are often the very most insecure people on the planet.
That's why they
And
keep so many
esteem,
guns.
and esteem, you can find esteem in children's arts. They always have that sun with the spokes that to me indicates high self-esteem. Children know their oneness with the divine, and they're not thinking I'm Black or I'm white or I'm Native American or I'm Asian. They're just knowing that they're divine. And insecure people, a culture kind of gets that out of them and says, no, you're what I say you are. And then those suns disappear from their artwork and the clouds come in. A lot of wisdom in children's art.
Well said. Well said.
As a Black man in America, I'm gonna go back to your initial question, because I am extremely proud of where we are today as a people. Are there some things that I think can change? Of course, that's within everything. But speaking on behalf of a DJ that has now gone into Costa Rica, that has gone into Mexico, that has gone into parties where I am the only Black person at this party, and treated with much respect, much love, much support, consistently getting more business from these folks. I'm extremely proud of that fact, because I know there was a time where that would have never happened. If the DJ wasn't the same race as them, they would not have had a DJ. So I'm extremely proud to be a part of the growth that this country is seeing, that this world is seeing. And it's only getting better. Each and every year it just gets better and better and better for me.
I think so.
I'm truly, truly humbled and excited to be a part of that growth and that example that I might end up being for anybody who's paying attention.
I think some of it, of course not all of it, might have to do with finally commercial businesses have recognized the might of the minority dollar. I think one big event that might have triggered that was the release of the first Black Panther movie. When they saw that movie shoot up the charts and raise $1 billion, attitudes changed. Right. The very first because again, speaking to the world that I came up in, even though the Black Panther comic book came out in the 70s, was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Yeah, no one knew about the Black Panther like that until that movie really came out. And so because it was thought, I believe, and you can join in if you think I'm wrong. I believe that people in the industry felt that a Black superhero couldn't take the lead and make money for whatever reason. So when Black Panther movie, the first one, and hats off to Ryan Coogler. Oh, what a director. Killed it. Absolutely killed that movie. Hats off to him. When that movie came out, shot up the charts, past all the other Marvel movies, and earned that $1 million, boy, attitudes changed in Hollywood.
Yep. I have to agree.
Everybody had to have a Black superhero.
Now DC has one.
And so to see, just more importantly for young Black kids coming up, to see us in these roles like this is important because we weren't seen like that when I was a kid. Not even. We was always in the background. Even on TV shows and movies, there was always that secondary Black guy in the back. More likely, he was going to die anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If we didn't have our own, and I think they call them exploitation movies, where we now could be leads and have all the major roles and stuff. If we didn't have that, we would have had nothing. That's my feeling.
And we would have had ourselves. I think it's important that we not make the measure our success the degree to which American or Europeans or people of European descent, we can't make that be the measure of our joy and of our worth. So
no, that's an interesting point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting point. You're right. But and I think we did. And I think we found our happiness in our own world. I really did. There was beauty when I was a kid, even though we had restrictions. There was beauty in our world, in our food, when we got together, in our music, in our clothes. It was so beautiful that the rest of the world wanted in.
That's exactly right.
It was so beautiful. The rest of the world wanted in. Like, why do they dress like that? Why do they walk like that? Why do they talk like that?
I hate to make it sound like I'm being biased, but I believe that's the energy that a Singletary brings, because anybody that comes around us doesn't want to leave us. They always want to be around. They always want to mimic what we do. They just want to be a part of. And this was a thing that I discovered the other day. Matter of fact, Friday, someone spoke to me at a party. Like, they really just said hi because I knew them. And I'm hi, and life went on. Later on, I found out that the boyfriend that she was there with was upset, saying she paid me more attention than she did him. All she said was hi. It's an energy thing. I think it's an energy with the Singletaries that folks come around and they just want to be a part of this thing.
It's your positivity. Just like me, they want to be close to you.
Exactly. I mean, I'm being serious. It's like no one. I have not found anybody that has come along that we have touched in some way, shape, or form that doesn't want to be around us anymore.
Yeah, the
And they're like,
Baltimore
I don't.
Singletaries. It's your joy, your sincerity, and your intelligence. I mean, collectively, the intelligence. You know, I want to, may I reference Toni Morrison, who is a Pulitzer Prize winning
Yeah.
author, my favorite author of all time, saved my life. She started writing not because she wanted to be successful. She didn't write because she wanted a Pulitzer. She wrote because she had a curiosity about what would a Black person do in this situation.
Mm.
She didn't write even to make political statements. She wrote Beloved because she was curious about
Guys, excuse me for 1 minute. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
no problem. What might a Black woman, mother do if she's made it to freedom and somebody comes to take her and her child? What would happen? So she followed her curiosity in her heart. She wasn't trying to get a Pulitzer. And so very often, we, people in general, certainly Black people, measure our success by our acceptance by mainstream culture. Mind you, if the Museum of Modern Art knocks on my door, I'm there. Huh, okay, but I'm not living for that. I'm
Right.
living from my heart.
Well, I didn't become a DJ to be a superstar DJ. That's not nowhere near the reason why I became a DJ.
Exactly.
I didn't start making clothes with my name on it to sell clothes to people. I started making that simply as a branding thing, just to brand myself, just to grow and be who I was going to be. And then folks would say, oh, I want one of those, or can I have one of those? And even my chain, they're like, where can I get one of those? You pay for it, you most certainly can go get it. But that's the reason why I started doing it. The idea, I can go into a place and have 1,000 people in there, and I'm playing music, and one person is jamming to that music, and I'm gonna continue to play for that one person, where everybody else is just standing around. So to me, it's that joy of bringing joy to people, making people feel good. A lot of today's music I don't play because it's dark, because it has no value to the words that it says or anything like that. Honestly, quite frankly, to me, it doesn't make me feel good. So I don't think it's going to make nobody else feel good. So I don't play it. Some of it I might play based off of who I'm doing a party for, but a lot of those parties I don't even accept. If I cannot be in an environment where I can play something for everyone to enjoy, I'm not going to be in that environment. I'm just not going to do it, no matter how much money they want to pay me. I'm just not going to do it.
I want to just jump in here and talk about give an example. Of course, speaking about Black people and the changes that have been made, an example of how infectious the energy of Black people, of our culture is. When I was a young kid, there was no hip hop. There was R&B, soul music, and everything. And it was great. Don't get me wrong. There was no hip hop. Hip hop came up on the streets of New York. And when it finally touched the airwaves in 1979, people didn't think it was going to be as big as they didn't think it was going to succeed. Right. Coming out of Black ghettos. They didn't give it a shot. Now it's $1 billion industry.
It's a
the hip hop, the culture affects the way we talk, walk, dress, and not just us, everybody's. We invented cool. Let's face it. And so that is an example of just how infectious African American culture and just us all together can be. Everybody wants in, and that's fine. We want everybody to love us.
Right.
If you want to experience infection, see, Shaheen, now you got me infectious.
Okay.
Rhythms. Check out The Last Poets.
Oh, I know about The Last Poets.
of the 60s and 70s, and they preceded rap, and a lot of rap was built on that type of
They
message.
did.
Nikki Giovanni, the poet,
Okay, all right.
who also puts music to her words. It's that rhythm, that rhythm. And then we call
spoken
it
word.
something, right? We call it something. We call it hip hop. But did you realize that somebody tried to, I believe a white guy, tried to copyright hip hop?
What? No, I did not know that.
He tried to copyright it.
Not to be funny, but I bet he was Jewish. Not to be funny.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I know he wasn't from the hood. Let's say that.
Right. And you know what's a shame about music?
Even if a black man tried to copyright it, or a woman, anybody who tries to own a culture and make money off of it and prevent me from using that word, I'm going to have an issue with.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny, and I'm glad you brought up something like that because musically, and not just in music, in a lot of things, in our adventures and everything, black people been getting, well, in a sense, robbed. There was been musicians, and they did sign bad contracts, but they didn't know. They were uneducated to how things worked, and lost a lot of rights to material that they created. Unfortunately, and it went on for a long time. And I also want to mention there were some black people who did it to black people too. Once they learned the game, but starting out in music decades ago was very, very hard for black people because we weren't educated. We knew music, we had a love for it, but we didn't know the business side of it. Unfortunately,
Right.
and so a lot of our artists had material stolen, their royalties and yada yada yada, so on and so forth, and ended up a lot of them, even though sold in all these records, ended up with nothing.
And their heirs end up with nothing.
Sad. And that's a shame. So I want to recognize that, not just them, but also sports figures, because there was a lot of black sports figures who unfortunately didn't sign the best contracts back in those days and played their life out for these teams that made all this money, and they ended up in poorhouse, unfortunately, with their bodies broken up. I can name countless football players to this day right now that are in walkers and wheelchairs and ended up with practically nothing after giving their lives to the sport. Luckily, the Players Union started that change a few years ago and making sure that they get the money that they deserve. And I'm hoping that they are. I'm not sure. If someone knows, please tell me, comment in. I want to know that they finally get the money that they deserve for building that league. How much is that league worth? Billions, I got to imagine, at this point, because you can buy a football team for $1 billion.
The NBA?
Huh?
You talking about the NBA or the NFL?
Oh, both, NBA and the NFL.
They're multi-billion-dollar companies.
Multi-billion. And some of these older players that played their hearts out for these teams and were treated like trash. Up until the day he died, Bill Russell would talk about the fact that even though he was a top-ranked basketball player in this country, he couldn't stay in the same hotel as his white counterparts.
Right.
Can you imagine? I'm getting amped. I'm sorry. I gotta calm down. I'm getting pumped up now because I get angry about it. I mean, things have changed. Thank God. Things have changed. Thank God. But I still get upset thinking about the people that came before us and what they went through. Unfortunately, thank God for those people. Thank God for their strength. And I'm not even a religious person, but I appreciate their strength in getting through those things and getting us to this point.
Ashe. Amen.
So thank you to them. A big thank you. I think from all three of us.
Absolutely. Most certainly. That's why I said I'm definitely proud to be a part of how things. Where is this? I just downloaded this video and I don't know where it is that I wanted to play.
I absolutely love being an African American. I love the way we laugh. We just do not do things the same as other people. We just don't.
Nope.
I mean, I hope white people love being white people.
Yeah.
I would imagine Latinas, Latinx enjoy being Latinx. I mean, I hope
they have a rich culture too.
I hope everybody loves who they are. But every now and then I think if there's anything to this reincarnation thing, I go, can I come back as a Black woman again, please?
Right.
I'm
Absolutely.
not ready. but I was
Yeah.
Asian in one of my ancestries. Shay, thank you, Asian ancestors.
There are a lot of rich coaches out there, and everybody should be proud of who they are. But after decades and centuries of feeling inferior, it's about time we're holding our heads up with pride. The pride that we should have had all along, that we did, and probably had to hide it dark. But it's out now. It is out now. We arrived. You ain't no getting rid. Oh, we have arrived.
I want y'all to see, if y'all have never. First of all, this is hands down one of my favorite movies. But I'm hoping that this thing will pop up so I can show y'all this little bit. It did pop up. So check out this video clip. I absolutely love this movie. If y'all never seen it, it's called Be Cool.
Sim, my bro.
Would you cut to my brother's shit? You insulted my mother.
I'm not in business with Chili Palm. I'm the one trying to get him out. The piece of shit stole my ass.
Son of a bitch. You set me up.
Who the hell are you?
I give you tickets. And you tell me Chili Palmer come to my store and I kill him. But yet, no Chili come.
Yo, Tolstoy, take a number.
The cops come with tickets.
Cops? What cops?
Excuse me, Vladimir. I don't know how they do it in the Ukraine, but I believe I was here first.
Be cool, nigger.
Look, you don't understand. This is how Chili Palmer operates. It's like a game between us. He knows I tried to set him up, so he did it right back to me.
Then game is over. No more setups. No more nigger cops.
Have you lost your mind? I mean, how is it that you can disrespect a man's ethnicity when you know we've influenced nearly every facet of white America? From our music to our style of dress, not to mention your basic imitation of our sense of cool. Walk, talk, dress, mannerisms. We enrich your very existence, all the while contributing to the gross national product through our achievements in corporate America. It's these conceits that comfort me when I'm faced with the ignorant, cowardly, bitter, and bigoted who have no talent, no guts. People like you who desecrate things they don't understand when the truth is you should say, thank you, man, and go on about your way. But apparently you're incapable of doing that. So.
I absolutely love.
Well said. I tell you what got me when he said your basic imitation of cool. Didn't I tell y'all we invented cool? There would be no cool without us.
I absolutely love
Well,
that.
we coined the word cool.
Absolutely.
Right.
And to the other races of the world, I just want to say, you're welcome.
Right. Right.
From all of us, you're all welcome.
Absolutely.
And invited to our art shows and to watch Shaheem's video and to watch.
We love the support. We love the support. We really do. It's nice to
what's
be
gonna
We're
happen?
supporting them by giving. It's a mutual.
It's a
They're
mutual
not just
thing. Well said.
supporting. We're
Absolutely.
supporting their soul. So we welcome.
You guys stay tuned because sometime in 2023, the three of us are going to do a collaboration where all three of our arts are going to come together in one place, and everybody's going to be able to come out and enjoy everything.
Oh my
all
God!
At one time. I'm putting that in the works.
Oh my
right
God!
now.
Well,
So stay tuned.
just give me the date.
Absolutely, stay tuned.
Yeah. No, we're gonna make some things happen for sure. Also, for those watching who've been trying to keep it, we're gonna get the streaming straightened out. It's gonna work. Just keep trying. We appreciate the love and support.
Just have your phones ready to scan the QR codes and get the links.
There,
And all
there
that
you
good
go.
stuff.
I don't know if we can make it any easier. We're trying. I'm not technically savvy. I think Boom might be a little more than I am, but I'm trying.
That's all right. We'll make it do what
I'm
it do.
fairly savvy, but
You are?
only fairly, not as savvy as
I was
Boom.
about to say, maybe you
On
can teach me a
something,
few things, man.
on
Woo.
some things.
And what bothers me the most, and then I'm gonna start. We can start wrapping up the show. What bothers me the most is every time I'm sitting there on my laptop or on my phone and I'm having trouble figuring out things. I know that there's some 9-year-old kid that can run up to the computer and bang it out in 2 minutes and make me look stupid. That is the most frustrating part of it all.
Right.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
listen, let's start rounding out. Boom, what you got going on, buddy?
You know, last week was a tremendously busy week.
Oh, good.
And this week is just as busy. I have to go down to Virginia tomorrow to pick up headphones. Oh, the event was for Google that I dropped off the headphones to last week. That was for Google. So, you know, hopefully some more
Nice.
big things coming from that way.
I'm his aunt.
Absolutely. So yeah, I have Tuesday nights, the Windsor Inn 7 to 11, Wednesday night loafers from 8 to 11, and now the Olive Branch on Thursdays, ladies night from 7 to 11, and Saturdays, R&B Saturdays at the Olive Branch from 8 to 11. So got quite a busy week coming up, and looking forward to it. We got the New Year's Eve party. If you guys don't have nothing to do New Year's Eve, come on out, hang with us. Our event is completely free. We're going to do a champagne toast at midnight, and it's a silent headphone event, and it's a free event. You come on out and have a good time. It's at the Olive Branch. If you follow me on social media, the flyer is up. The official DJ Boom page. If you know me by my regular Sekou Singletary, it's on that page as well. So it's a lot of big things coming up. So I'm excited. What you got going on, Auntie?
Well, every time you ask me, I always think nothing, but that's not true. Do you know that I started this group with a couple of musicians called Just Sing, where people
What?
are, yes, I mean, we're having our, I think our 6th class on Tuesday night. I believe in the power of singing and the power of singing in the group. And so, you know, if you're in New York City, hit me up for information about Just Sing. It is a whole lot of fun. I'm working on a piece. It's way over there, so I'm not going to run and get it. But I'm back in the, you know, in the art groove, and I'm open to give astrology readings, or just call me to talk to me, because I got something good for you. Deborah Singletary at visioncarriers.com.
Well, it'd be nice if you could get a video clip of you guys to maybe possibly show on the show next week. That'd be really cool.
You know what? I'll see about getting something.
Oh, that would be great. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, you already know
and I
me.
can sing DJ Boom, by the way, a little bit with my teachers.
I know.
I sing tenor. Okay, I'm finished.
You're a Singletary, so I know.
That's funny because I don't even know what I'm singing. I just sing. And so if you want to hear me sing, you can go get my new song, Weightless. You can get it on SoundCloud, Spotify. You can also catch the video on my YouTube channel and on all social media platforms. Subscribe to my page. I would love to have you guys subscribe so I can show you guys all the new content that I have coming up. Also, check out my nephew. My nephew is blowing up down in Georgia right now. He's part of a rap crew. They're called Otherhood, and you can catch them on YouTube too. And they are blowing up. And my nephew, I gotta admit, if I wasn't so cocky, I would say he was better than me. He ain't better than me, but he's pretty good. He is pretty good. So I would encourage everybody to go check him out, and also check out Boom. Boom does a lot. It's karaoke, it's sipping paint, and his events. Check him out. And so does Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie can really help you with astrology for those folks who are interested. I know you're out there, so reach out to her, please.
Speaking
Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us. It's been a great show.
That's Sip and Paint. So the very first one I had 10 people. This next one is only the second one, and it's almost every seat is almost sold. and I have 50 seats at this place. So,
Wow.
Y'all heard that,
You
so
know.
y'all better hurry up if y'all want to get in. They're gonna be sold out soon.
Absolutely. It's the Salad Sip and Paint. That's on social media as well. So if you want to attend that, that's January 8th coming up next year. Come on out and have a good time with us. $35 per person, $50 for a couple. So, and a couple doesn't mean
And that's
romance.
nothing to have a good time. So yeah, go
That's a
check them
great
out.
date.
And
That's a
just-
great date. If I was dating somebody, that's where I would want to take them. I mean, a new date.
Right,
Right.
exactly. That was the intention behind it. That's exactly what's the
perfect.
intention behind
That's
it.
perfect.
Exactly.
I'm going to advertise that. I'm so proud of my nephews.
Thank you.
Shaheem, I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
Boom,
thank you.
proud of you.
Thank you. And why mention my nephew? I didn't mention his name. My nephew Kashir. He's called the Great Ape. Yes, that's his name, the Great Ape. And his lyrics are incredible. So check him
They
out.
are.
Also,
They are. Go ahead.
Also, next week, everybody, we are going to do the Battle of the Ages again. So I got a challenger for the champions. But if you want to, and you want to get in on this and try to win a cash prize, you can reach out to us. You can reach me at Shaheem at from the shore to be more.info, or DJ Boom at from the shore to be more.info, or I think Boom, you want to leave a different address, right?
The DJ Boom at boomsquaddjs.com. You can leave me information on there as well. Or like again, if you follow me on social media, just send me a message on social media. We'll get it.
And there you go. And you can take on the champs. I'm telling you, the champs are pretty good. So you better be ready with your game.
Get ready.
All right, everybody. It was a great show. It was great having everybody with us. We look forward to seeing you again next week. I am the one and only Shaheem.
The official DJ Boom.
Deborah Singletary, a.k.a. Aunt Debbie.
Or Debbie, the love of my life. That's right, everybody. We will see you guys again next week. All right? Have a good Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Ain't no stopping us now.